Our members had monthly group coaching live last week and absolutely loved when I did a top-down analysis, a long-term chart down to intraday of some of their favorite markets. So I decided to kick off this week doing that for my favorite market, the E-mini S&P 500 futures. So if you're new here, I'm Hema Reddy, and I use price, time, and momentum to boost my trading and that of my tribes. Now, my favorite momentum indicator, in fact, the only momentum indicator I use these days and have been for many years, is down here, the RSI Power Zones. Now, I've taken off the settings and the numbers to keep it nice and clean, but I want you to focus in on these green lines and red, okay? They pair together like wine and cheese. So we've got the two sections here that are in between the green lines. Those are the bull zones, bull support, bull resistance. We've got the two sections that are here delineated in red. So the lower one's bear support, upper one's bear resistance. And with nothing else except momentum and candlesticks, we're going to do a quick couple-minute tour of the weekly from the time frame I just said weekly down to the daily, down to the intraday. All right. So here's the deal. We've been collecting lower on the broad market since the end of July. No mystery there. And right now, there's no real major significant event happening on the weekly RSI Power Zones, except that they're working off recent overbought conditions, okay? Overbought is when they're way up here hanging out because all like the juice has gone into them to the upside. So the indicator sort of chills out as price does, okay? Now, I'm just going to use a simple Fibonacci tool that I've sort of hacked to just have a 50% retracement to outline some very simple support, okay? And some very simple resistance. And the techniques behind why I'm doing this and all the variations around it, I teach in the 4 Zones RSI coverage system. There is a reason, guys, that it's the first thing that I put in front of you when you join the tribe, at least to date, okay? It's because using momentum and pairing that with price is, in my experience, the best way to sort of boost your trading to the next level before you add more techniques, right? It doesn't have to be first. I just think it helps a lot when it is. All right, so that's it. I've got my weekly analysis. Let's just change this exact chart to a daily time frame. Notice I didn't have to change the RSI Power Zones. What I love about them is that they work across any time frame. You don't have to change the settings. It's really helpful. Now, I would not advise using RSI Power Zones for tick charts because those are not based in time. And my techniques, while not directly necessarily addressing the time axis, they do account for time in the moves. All right, so now we're on that daily chart, and let's take a look here. We've transposed those weekly support and resistance levels. Now I'm going to come in with some daily ones. So I'm just going to kind of use these same tools, but make copies of them. Right? And you can see that right here we have the contract high, and that's interesting. The middle of the range that created that week is the same as the middle of the range that created the singular day, okay, July 27th. For the support down below, okay, we're going to use this hacked fib, and you can see that it's now providing other additional support levels, okay? So right now, my focus has been on the July, on the on the July 10th low, providing support. But you can see that after Thursday's low, actually Friday's low, we didn't even revisit that area. That means bulls are coming in a little stronger than I expected. I thought there'd be a wee bit more downside before this trend higher. And check something out, guys. See the 2 lower green lines on the RSI Power Zones? They're holding right now. So I'm just going to highlight that with a yellow line here. And I'm just going to use that like a little highlighter stick and show you the other times that this has been helpful. Back here, back here, back here, back here. So you can see it's been a minute since the RSI Power Zones have returned to the bull support power zone on the daily chart. Now, is that alone reason to go long? No. That's why I have a whole system, 4 Zones RSI, that gets into the patterns and more. But this is the first hint, the first glimmer of hope that perhaps the rebound off of Friday's low may be sustained. All right. Now I'm going to take these lines off because I'm going to go to an intraday chart, the 60-minute chart. That to me is the pulse of the ES market. So again, keeping all this information, but now just going to a 60-day. I'm going to customize to add 200 days of data. It's just my favorite number there, so that I get all my annotations. And here we go. Now every candlestick is representing just 1 hour of price action. Since this is a futures chart, each of these bars are happening not just during regular New York market hours, they're including what I call the overnight, okay? So let's come back in and focus on, like I said, that July 10th range. It's down here. And what's happening so far on the 60-minute chart. Now get this, okay? When I write my research on the ES, which I do multiple times a week, most often every day, for my Skinny in the Markets members, okay, I talked about levels that were in play here, and I said that we really need to clear a zone that existed here. The specific levels are in the report to have a chance at getting back to this high 4544.75. Now, because I am writing the report ahead of the open, I'm giving very useful levels and guidelines. I am then going and doing my own additional intraday analysis and deciding when it should be traded, right? So when I came into the open, I saw that if we use that same hacked tool, okay, it was giving me a support of 4469. And check it out, guys. What was the low of the day? 4469. And I traded that. I put my order right at that level, and I knew for other intraday reasons, off a 3-minute chart, off a 15-second chart, I knew that with strong confidence, this would be a very low risk buy opportunity. Notice, I didn't say guaranteed. I didn't say a in stone. I didn't say a promised one. I said low risk, meaning I could put that trade long at 4469, put a stop just a few points away, and feel very comfortable with it. And that's exactly what I did, and I was able to ride it up some of this move. So where are we right now in the ES? Well, I just annotated a resistance or a support that helped me in the morning. Let's look at one that might help if we continue to pull back, right? So this is the one I would keep on the docket at the moment. And again, here's one I would keep on the docket. And what am I doing? Why am I drawing this way? Why am I not using a whole fibs? Again, all of that I teach in the system, okay? I just want to show you that there are other ways to use the default tools in your toolkit, okay? Just because you get charting software and it has a plain old RSI, like Mr. Wells Wilder made in 1979, doesn't mean that you have to stick with that. You can get the RSI Power Zones. Just because Fibonacci is the name of the tool on TradeStation and many other platforms doesn't mean you only have to draw Fibonacci's. So if you want to learn more about how I basically hack the tools that are in every popular platform to get you trading momentum and doing it with ease and doing it with repeatability and consistency, the best place to start is the 4 Zones RSI. Now, many of you in my tribe already have the 4 Zones RSI system, so I invite you to join me at a special session I'm doing August 15th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you're seeing this video before that, check your email for your invites, my 4 Zones members. August 15th, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Really excited. All right, guys, little taste of price and momentum. Hope it helped, and I'll catch you on the inside.